For some time now, I've been working on two different movies and two different scripts. And one I'm working with a partner, and the other I've been working on over the last year. And they're two different kinds of movies, which is very interesting to be working on two projects that have very different genres at the same time. The one is I guess you'd call it a cult horror film. That's the project with a partner, and the one I'm working on by myself is a family drama. And I would have thought that was difficult to do before, but what I've found is that with this method that I'm using of, beating out the story, writing all the beats first, and then going back and using those beats to write the script after rearranging the beats and things like this, I found that it's actually pretty easy to do, and it's maybe before I would have tried to do this with a more pantser style, like I do when I write novels. Sometimes when I write novels, I tend to have an idea and then go into it with a pantser method, and instead of the plotting that some people like to do. So it turns out that I am both a pantser and a plotter when it comes to the different types of writing. So anyway, I'm currently with my story. It's called A Bird Without Wings. I've written 40 beats, and I've written out the first act of the script, and I'm about to begin the second act of the script. And I decided I should stop and kind of make a video update of this, and just to have a record of what's going on. With the other story, right now the title is tentatively Airbnb, and this horror film takes place on an island, and we have almost gotten the 40 beats worked out on that, and we're going back now and revising, moving things around and strengthening the through lines, and there's a story, B story, and they have to be kind of strengthened also. And so we're trying to make some decisions on what to do before we really begin writing the script at this point. So, and if that one gets finished by the summer, then there's a chance that we could start shooting some of that in this winter, because the location this winter would actually be summertime there, so it'd be a great chance to take advantage of the winter holiday. Anyway, so let's see what else. In addition to this, I have also completed the first 10 episodes of a 100-episode miniseries for the Chinese market, and that one's called 10,000 Noodles. And I'm excited about that one because it's like a micro drama, and they're very short episodes, but from episode 1 to 100, it tells a complete story. So it's that's interesting. I have never done that before, but I see that there's a need for it, and I think that it's something. It might be a good practice for camera work and for writing, and trying to understand how to pace out a story that takes where there's a story arc within a few minutes of each episode. Let's see. Another TV series that I have begun to write and is called Somewhere in the Middle, and this one is a TV series about. It's very much like Afterlife. And this story is like an old man who suddenly he wishes that he could be 18 again, and it's just a fleeting thought, but the next day it just happens, and it happens so unexpectedly, and it he switches back and forth, but he can't control when it happens. So it's just he'll be talking to someone, and then suddenly he just turns 18 again. He looks the same, but his mind and his body, he feels different. And so he begins doing things that, say a 70-year-old or 80-year-old wouldn't be able to do, riding skateboards and tricks on bikes and things like this. But he finds that, anyway, the point is, at some point in your life, you're neither, you look old, but you don't feel old. When you're young, you want to be older. So that's why it's called Somewhere in the Middle. Anyway, there's a fun twist to this story also. What else? There's another script that I'm working on here, and this one's called, so here's Somewhere in the Middle, and this is called the Good Luck Society. I don't know if we can see this or not. The Good Luck Society, and this is a really cool comedy TV series about a researcher who's trying to figure out if there's any correlation between people who feel like their life is just very unlucky and the idea that luck may exist. And he starts off with the premise with that it isn't true, that it's just something that people make up in their minds. And so a way to research this is to start a kind of a therapy group and put out an ad in the paper for people who think that they have extremely bad luck and would like to join a group and talk about their bad luck. So it follows, I think it follows 6 or 7 characters in the beginning. And each episode is, it starts with something bad happening to one of the characters, and they come to the group and they try to explain what happened, and the psychiatrist, or I guess you would call him, attempts to remedy or work them through what they consider as bad luck, and to believing that perhaps it's just something that they can control and they can overcome mentally. And it's humorous to see how they work through each one in each episode. Let's see, and that's all I've got going on right now. It sounds like a lot, but maybe it is. I don't know. I spend a lot of time in my office writing and working on projects. So anyway, if you're interested in any of these concepts, any of these, how I am able to focus in each one of these to accomplish so much in different genres, or working on projects at the same time, you can feel free to reach out and contact me. And if I can offer any advice about that, I will. And if not, then, it's nice to reach out to people anyway. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, that's all for today.